Hi, and welcome back to Craft Along with Jay. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Yetta, and I am so happy you could join me today. Today is a new fun collaboration. It's called the Merry Inspirations, and the hosts are Lolly D's Creations and Lady Red Crafting. And the guest host this month is Sparks of Joy Studio. And don't forget, when you're done with this video, go down to my description box and check out the playlist, which I'll link down below. Okay, so my theme is all about candy cane inspired crafts. It is so fun, it's so merry, it's just everything Christmas. So the first thing I do, I got this pool noodle. I'm gonna cut into 6 pieces. Um, I'm measuring it right now because I want them like staggered. However, I do end up cutting them shorter later on because they were too big. Um, so whatever you see me measuring here, I'm cutting it down by about another 2 or 3 inches later, most of them. So, but here I'm just cutting 6 pieces and I'm just kind of, eyeballing the sizes. And like I said, I'll cut them down further later. And then I'm going to take some painter's tape and I'm just going to go around um, kind of an angle downward on all of them just so we can make some nice, fun candy striped um, candy cane stuff. So I'm going to use this Waverly's chalk paint in crimson and I'm going to give it 2 coats each just to get a nice coverage. And I'm painting it over the tape and upward and not down towards the tape so that way you can avoid some bleeding when you do this. But the pool noodle really does absorb the paint really well. So like I said, I'm going to do 2 coats on each and all 6 of them. And then while you're watching me do that, I want to take a moment to thank you all so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate it. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support. And if you're new and you like what you see, please consider subscribing to my channel. I'm hoping to reach 1,500 subscribers by Christmas. So if you can help me out and you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me. Okay, here's the reveal. We're gonna look at those nice crisp lines of our stripes that turn out really well. And then I got this nice charger from the Dollar Tree. However, it's a little too dark and a little too shiny, so I'm gonna sand it down and then paint it with crimson. And while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and paint the white part of the pool noodle just because it looks too much like a pool noodle still. So I just kind of want to give it a little bit more of a color to it, if you can kind of say that it's white, but it's kind of a plaster color, so it's not quite white, more like an ivory, I guess, color. And I'm just very careful to go along the lines. And here's my charger plate. And to seal in the paint, I'm going to use some Mod Podge. And I did use a double sponge for the charger plate because I didn't want any streaks. So I just daubed the paint on and gave it 2 coats. And here you can see I'm cutting it down a few inches more because they were too tall for me. So it looks like it's about 3 inches shorter that I'm going, about 2 or 3 inches. And then just cut them down to size. Then I got these really cute tea light candles from Walmart, and they're candy cane striped. So as you can see, I painted the top of the little candle holders here, and then kind of dug in a little bit so I can stick the tea light candles in there without them falling out. And painted it red just to give a little color on the top. And here I'm playing with the arrangements, but I'm not really quite there with my arrangement of what I'm doing. So I went and got a little Santa out of my stash. I think I got this from Dollar General for $3. And so we're going to work him into it, and it just gave it the perfect look. And make sure you stay to the end to watch the final look at everything when the light's on and everything. It is so gorgeous. So here we're going to work on the placement. I'm going to hot glue the first piece down, and then I'm going to put in Santa, and then I'll work the other little candle holders around, or candles, pretend candles, whatever you want to call them. And I'm just going to hot glue them down. And you'll see Santa's coming off a couple of times just so I can make a good fit and make it look nice without anything tipping over. But just hot glue it down, and then we'll get Santa in the middle, like so. And that's what it looks like so far. I'm already liking it. Then I'm going to go in with some faux snow, just kind of get it all the way around and also into the middle. Just dump it in there, girl. You got it. And then yeah, we got a little bit more, and this is a little bit of a different faux snow. It has a little bit of like gold shimmer in there to it, so we can shimmer it up a little bit. And yeah, clean up the mess. That faux snow is like everywhere. And then I got these really cute um wintry willow picks from the Dollar Tree, and it kind of has that frosting on the little branches there, and I thought that was so cute, and it would go really well with this decor piece. So I'm just gonna stick them in there. I'm not even gluing them. They're pool noodles are holding them up. And then we got some embellishment. I got some candy canes from Walmart. And we're just going to cut some of those off and just embellish the front part of the charger. I'm going to turn it around here in a minute so you can see them. And then I got these bottle brush Christmas trees from the Dollar Tree. They had a little uh, peppermint at the bottom. And it's really just the peppermint I'm after for this project, as part of the embellishment. And then we're going to put in the little candles. And that's really it for this one. Make sure you stay to the end so you can see what the lights on in the candles. It is so beautiful. But that's what it looks like. Even like this, I think it's gorgeous. Let me know what you think. All right, for project number 2, I got this wood round from Hobby Lobby back in the spring. It was 60% off. And I'm going to paint it I ended up painting the whole thing with crimson, but I did go in and repainted the middle white. I kind of changed my minds after the fact. And then I got this really pretty it's not really a ribbon, but like a rope thing from Walmart. And I'm going to go around the edges of the inside of my wood round just to kind of cover up some imperfections and also kind of give it that candy cane effect. And I'm just going to hot glue that all the way around like so. And then I wanted to make little faux handles. Now this is not wired or anything like that, so they're gonna be sloppy, but it's okay. It's okay for this look. I'm not gonna pull it up into handles clearly. It's just there for decoration purposes and kind of give it like a nice look. And first you'll see I'm just cutting them and then hot gluing them down, but I end up taking it up and making a knot at each end and then gluing it down with the knot. I don't even know why I didn't think about that to begin with, but I I figure it out. And that's what I'm doing right here. Knot it up first and then glue it down because that way you have a better hold. But then I'm struggling getting that hot glue off because that had already set. So yeah, gotta get in with my little Cricut tool here to help me get that off. And then we'll reapply them like so. And I think that kind of gives it a nice little look to it with little faux handles there. As you can see, it's, we're making a little tray, but just wait. Then I got in with my IOD, I think it's Frosty's Sweet Shop stamp set that we're going to apply in the middle. And I'm going to go over this part, the sign at the top with some red ink. And I'm just going to press that down on top. Make sure you get enough, but without pressing too hard so you get it down in the crevices. You just kind of want the top of it. But make sure you have enough on there so that way it will stamp onto your piece. And then we kind of get that down and hope for a good result. Just very gently press it down on the edges and holding it in place so it doesn't move on you. And then just press and then reveal. Ta-da! I think it looks awesome. Kind of, it's not perfect. It's perfect enough for me for my taste. It kind of gives it like a little bit of a used look, a weathered look to it. And I love it. And then we're going to do the same thing here. There's some greenery right here in the middle. And I'm using some green ink pad. And I'll do the same thing, just very gently. Hold it in place and then very gently go around and press it down. And then we're going to reveal it. See how that looks. There we go. And then I come coming in with some lollipops too, some minty lollipops. And we're going to put one on each side as well. And here again, we're using the red ink for that, like so. And we'll do one on the other side as well. And then to the fun part, we're gonna get some candy canes in behind that greenery. So we'll put this little mask down to cover it up. So that way we are not stamping on top of the greenery. And then we're gonna go ahead and ink up one of the candy canes. I did have a candy cane mask down there too, just to kind of give me an idea of where to put it and the placement and stuff like that. But we'll move that. And then we'll add the candy cane on top. So that way, where the mask is, it won't stamp down on that green part on the project itself. It will look like it's underneath, which is pretty cool. You'll see that here in a minute. So just make sure you press it down and hold it too so it doesn't move on you. And let's see if I can get this off. See how it kind of goes behind it? It's pretty cool. So we're going to lay it down because we're going to put a candy cane towards the other side too, so they're kind of crisscrossing like so. You know, I'm taking my sweet time figuring out the placement. I don't know why, but I wanted it to be perfect in my eyes. And then we'll do the same thing. Then we'll move the mask, and that's what it looks like. And you can kind of tell that it's behind. And I just want to kind of touch up right there in the edge because I felt like it didn't print down well enough. So there we go. That's what it looks like. I even got a little crackle in there. I don't even know how because I didn't use any crackle medium or glue, but I got some crackle. And then I got a little glass bowl and a little glass cup from the Dollar Tree, and we're just going to put some sweets in there to go with the theme. All peppermint candy cane related. And that's it for this one. I think it turned out super cute. You're going to have to let me know what you think about this one. Oh, no, I'm not even done. I guess I got to get my little peppermint glued down right here, and I just got little candy canes that I had extra from my previous project, just to give a little extra embellishment. But that's what it looks like. Now it's really done. Let me know what you think. Project number 3. I got some uh, clear ornaments. I'm going to paint one of them with crimson and one with white, and we're going to leave one clear, and that will be the clear one. And I'm going to use a sponge stopper as well and give them 2 coats each, the ones with the paint. While they're drying, we're going to work on the clear one, and I got this um, yarn from the Dollar Tree, a red one and a white one, so we can, make it striped. And I'm just doing a double glue at the end and glue them together, because that way it's easier to twist to make it, a stripy pattern. So that's what we're doing here. Make sure the glue is set. And then I was about to get started, and I'm like, nah, you need to put that little cap back on because you don't want it too bulky at the top and the cap won't fit. So make sure you put the cap back on, and then you can start the placement of your yarn. And then just a very small dab of glue because you don't want the plastic to melt, but just enough to keep the yarn in place. So just a small dab of glue and put the yarn. And then I'm going to start twisting it. And then we'll go around the ornament and do some dabs of glue here and there to hold it in place and also hold the twisting in place. And I'm not going to get them so close they're touching. I'm going to have a little space in between the rows around my um, bulb right here. You can kind of see that I'm making a little bit of space in between it, and on the sides I give it a little dab of glue. And I think eventually I give a little bit in the middle too, so that way it's not moving on me as I'm going around here. And I'm going to continue this pattern until I've done the whole thing. So that way at the bottom of the ornament you have, the finished little line. So it looks nice. So that's what it looks like. It's already cute as is. But we're gonna add some snow into the middle just to give it a little extra fun effect. And I'm just gonna fill it all the way to the top. Put the cap back on. And then I'm just gonna use some yarn to make a little hanger for my ornament and a little bow with both yarns together. Make a little bow to shoelace bow to put on the top. I'm not sure if I show you that or not, but I think it's super cute. So here we are with the red one and the white one, and I just got some strings of yarn and twisted it right here, and then we'll make little candy canes with those for the white one, and then we'll be crisscrossing as well. So a little bit of glue on the back, and then put it down, and then you start shaping up your piece of yarn to make it look like a candy cane. And I'm twisting the yarn as I go along so that way it'll keep its form and its shape and its look. And I just cut it a little bit at the end because it was too long. And then we'll go in with the other piece as well and have it crossing over. And then do the same method, twisting it and some added glue down there. Cut the end if it's too long. Yep. And then I just made a little shoelace bow with some baker's twine and put that right where they're crossing. And then just a little berry just to put in the middle. And then we'll put the cap back on and make a little hanger for that one as well. And a little bow on the top. We'll cut the tails down a little bit. I think they look a little too long, so but that's what it looks like. Then onto the red one, and I'm just gonna take two pieces of yarn, a red piece and a white piece, and we're just gonna make a bow. And we're gonna glue that right to the middle of the ornament. When I'm done fiddling around with this bow, I can fiddle with a bow forever. Need to be the right size, the right shape, the right form. There we go. We cut the tails down to the size, put the cap on, and then we'll just do a little red hanger. And that's what that one looks like. So three different ornaments, all kind of candy cane related. But let's take a look at the final look at all of them. I am so excited. I think they all turned out so beautiful. And I really hope that you like them too. If you made it all the way to the end of the video with me, I thank you so much. It really means the world to me. And don't forget, help me out reach my goal of 1,500 subscribers if you haven't subscribed yet. And also like, comment, and hype my video. And when you're done here, don't forget to go down in my description box and check out the playlist. You're in for a lot of inspirations with all these talented ladies. But again, thank you so much for being here to me. It really means the world to me. Until next time.